Good morning, children. Sai Ram. Today we are going to continue with EVS 2. Chapter number 8, Defeat of Internal Enemies. Now children, this is part 3 and we are going to start this part with new words. Are you all ready? And you all know what you have to do is, right? Now see the first word, trapped. Trapped. T-R-A-P-P-E-D. Trapped. Trapped means in a bad situation from which you cannot escape. Graciousness. 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 Graciousness means courteousness. Panoply. Panoply. P-A-N-O-P-L-Y. Panoply means splendid display. Pretensions. Pretensions. P-R-E-T-E-N-S-I-O-N-S. Pretensions means the act of trying to appear more important. Impregnable. Impregnable. I-M-P-R-E-G-N-A-B-L-E. Impregnable means strong. Desperately. Desperately. D-E-S-P-E-R-A-T-E-L-Y. Desperately means extremely. Escaped. Escaped. E-S-C-A-P-E-D. Escaped means to slip or to get away. Conquered. Conquered. C-O-N-Q-U-E-R-E-D. Conquered means defeat. Preparations. Preparations. P-R-E-P-A-R-A-T-I-O-N-S. Preparations means getting ready. Now children, this is the content outline of this part. Rebel and you will die. Now children, before learning this in detail, we will take a recap of part 1 and part 2 in short. And even in short, part 3. Okay. Now in part 1, we studied about by use of force. Now the simple Maratha folks called the Mavlas loved Shivaji and were ready to help him and to die for Swaraj. But there were some who were jealous of Shivaji's achievements. Shivaji decided to put such people in their place. Now who were those people? There were few Marathas who were jealous and so they wanted to disturb Shivaji in the plan of establishing Swaraj. Yes, they want to disturb Shivaji's plan of establishing Swaraj. Now the Marathas, who were the internal enemies of Shivaji? Yes, they were Khandoji and Baji Ghorpade. Now these two Sardars were in the service of Adilshah and Adilshah constantly told them things about Shivaji and so they were very angry. They wanted to have a fight. So they fought with Shivaji all the time and created a lot of trouble for him. And what happened? Shivaji did not like all these things. So he defeated them and drove them out. Now another Maratha Sardar from the Nimbalkar family was Bajaji Naik Nimbalkar. Now he was Saibai's brother. He was constantly fighting with Shivaji. So Shivaji had to fight many battles against Nimbalkars. But later on, this family became friends with Shivaji and they supported Shivaji Maharaj. The other Maratha Sardar was Sambhaji Mohite of Supe. Now Now he was a near relative of Shivaji. He too plotted against Shivaji. He was planning to trouble Shivaji. So Shivaji arrested him at Supe and sent him to Karnataka. Now in part 2, we studied about Chandrarao Morey of Javali. Now he was another Maratha Sardar. He was another Maratha Chandrarao Morey of Javali. He was Jagirdar. Now he was very powerful. He had many people who supported him. Now because Shivaji achieved many things, people loved him and he won over the hearts of many people. Now seeing all this, the Moreys did not like it. They felt Shivaji as a mole in the eye. So they were also against Shivaji. Now another internal enemy for Shivaji. The Moreys of Javali. The Moreys of Javali had Jagirs and so they were called Jagirdars. Now the Jagirs extended from Raigad to Koyna Valley. It was a big place, and along with this title of Chandrarao. This title was given to them by Adilshah. Now this Javali was covered with a thick forest and it was full of wildlife. Now it was very dark place. Now why it was a very dark place? Now because the sun's rays were not penetrated inside, means it could not pass into the forest. The sun's rays were not able to pass in the forest. Now this place was full of wildlife, so no one dared to come near this place. It was like a tiger's hideout for the Moreys, so no one would even cross their path. Now no one came to fight with them. It was only Shivaji who had courage to do so. Now Daulat-Rao Morey died in the year 1645, and so the Moreys started fighting amongst themselves, among their own family, for the succession of the throne. Who will sit on this throne? And this fight was started among this Morey's family. Now Shivaji supported Yeshwantrao Morey. Now why he supported Yeshwantrao Morey? Because Yeshwantrao Morey wanted a Gadi. Yes, he wanted the title of Chandrarao Morey. Now Gadi means throne. Yes, king's chair. Now when Shivaji helped Chandrarao, that is the new king on the throne, his name was Yeshwantrao Morey. He was very happy. He was pleased with Shivaji and he told him that I will support you in your struggle for establishing Swaraj. But after he sat on the Gadi, he forgot all the promises that he had made to Shivaji. Now in fact he started troubling Shivaji and attacking Shivaji's territory and started harassing the people. Now Shivaji realized that unless Morey was punished, he would remain a constant danger to Swaraj. And this we are going to start now part 3, Rebel and You Will Die. Now Shivaji was very angry with Yeshwantrao Morey as he was a big trouble for Swaraj. So he sent a stiff note to him and he told him, now what was written in the note? You call yourself the Raja, but I am the Raja of this territory. This kingdom is Lord Shiva's gift to me. So do not call yourself the Raja. And after getting this note, what did Yeshwantrao do? He also sent a note to Shivaji with a rude reply. Now what was inside this note? You are a Raja of only yesterday. Who gave you this kingdom? If you come to Javali, you will be trapped. By the grace of God, I have received from Adilshah the title of Raja. he had also in his graciousness given me a throne and the panoply of a Raja. Now, if you start any trouble here, you will be badly hurt. Yes, he wrote a very rude reply in his note. Now, again Shivaji replied for this note that give up Javali and your pretensions, kingship. Come before your master with folded hands and accept his service. You will refuse to do so. So at the risk of your life, if you refuse to do so, at the risk of your life. Now Shivaji was firm that he has to put this Yeshwantrao Morey in his place. So the conquest of Javali was difficult. But Shivaji was very bold because this place was covered with thick forest and was protected by Rairi fort. Now no one could go to this place, and the Moreys also had many people to help him. He was having numerous followers, but Shivaji thought that he has to do it and attack Javali. Now Yeshwantrao Morey tried to fight for a month, but he suffered heavy losses. He then escaped to Raigi along with his family. Now Shivaji conquered Javali and then he marched on Rairi. Rairi is the name of a fort where Yeshwantrao Morey and his family were protecting themselves against Shivaji. So Shivaji went to Rairi fort and he laid siege to Rairi. Now siege means he along with his soldiers surrounded the fort and they were fighting against Yeshwantrao Morey. Now Yeshwantrao Morey also fought desperately for 3 months, but he could not succeed and finally he had to give up, and so Shivaji could capture Rairi fort as well. Now children, this same content outline we will learn in detail. Rebel and you will die. Rebel and you will die. Rebel means revolutionary. If you will rebel, you will die. Now, Shivaji first sent a stiff note to Yeshwantrao Morey. Now, let's read what was written inside the note. Now, what Shivaji is trying to tell Yeshwantrao Morey, that you call yourself the Raja, but I am the Raja of this territory. Now what he is trying to tell, that you call yourself the Raja, but you are not the Raja. I am the Raja of this territory. Now this kingdom is Lord Shiva's gift to me. This is God gifted. So do not call yourself a Raja. Now in a very rude reply, Yeshwantrao Morey said, now he also sent a note to Shivaji. Now let's read what was written inside the note. You are a Raja of only yesterday. What he's telling, you are a Raja of yesterday, but I am the Raja of today. So who gave you this kingdom? He's asking Shivaji, who gave you this kingdom? If you come to Javali, you will be trapped. So by the grace of God, I have received the title of Raja. So Adilshah has conferred the title of Raja to Yeshwantrao Morey and also given a throne of Javali. Now Chandra Rao's title to Yeshwantrao Morey. Now what he's telling, if you start any trouble here, you will be badly hurt. Now he's telling that if you'll trouble me, you will be badly hurt. So again Shivaji replied to Yeshwantrao Morey that give up Javali and your pretensions to kingship. Now if you have taken the title, return it back. Now come before your master. Now who is master over here? Shivaji is the master. Now come before your master with folded hands and accept his service. So he is telling, accept my service. If you refuse to do so, then your life is at risk. Now what he is telling, if you refuse, your life is at risk. Now the conquest of Javali was a very difficult operation. It was covered with a thick forest and protected by strong Rairi fort. Now here on the right side you can see a picture of Rairi fort, and on the left side you can see the thick forest full of wild animals. And this forest was very thick. It was very dark because even sun rays were not able to penetrate inside, and this Rairi fort was very strong. Now Morey also had numerous followers. Shivaji, after making thorough preparation, attacked Javali. As you all know, Shivaji always prepare himself for a fight. When he go to fight, he always go with all preparations. So he attacked Javali. Now Yeshwantrao held out this fight for at least 1 month, but he suffered very heavy losses. So he escaped to Rairi along with his family. When he escaped from Javali to Rairi with his family, Shivaji conquered Javali and then marched on Rairi. Yeshwantrao was in Javali. Now he escaped from Javali and he went to Rairi fort with his family. So Shivaji took advantage of this and he conquered Javali. And after conquering Javali, he marched on Rairi fort. He laid siege to Fort Rairi. Yes, he laid siege to Fort Rairi. Yeshwantrao fought desperately for 3 months on this Rairi fort, but then later on he had to give up. Now children, we will take a quick recap of this part. Shivaji first sent a stiff note to Yeshwantrao Morey saying, I am the Raja of this territory and this kingdom is Lord Shiva's gift to me. In a very rude reply, Yeshwantrao said, you are a Raja of only yesterday. Who gave you this kingship? Adilshah gave me the throne and the panoply of a Raja. Shivaji replied, give up Javali and your pretensions to kingship. Come before your master with folded hands and accept his service. You will refuse to do so at the risk of your life. The conquest of Javali was a difficult operation. It was covered with thick forest and protected by the strong Rairi fort. Shivaji attacked Javali and Yeshwantrao suffered heavy losses. Shivaji conquered Javali and marched on Rairi. Yeshwantrao fought desperately, but he had to give up. Now children, we will start with our assessment. Fill in the blanks by choosing correct option. So your first question, Shivaji sent a stiff note to dash. And the options are Yeshwantrao Morey, Baji Ghorpade, Daulatrao Morey. Yes, and the correct option is Yeshwantrao Morey. Shivaji sent a stiff note to Yeshwantrao Morey. Second one, Adilshah had given Yeshwantrao Morey the title of dash. Now, the title of chief, the title of Raja, the title of minister. Yes, the title of Raja. Third one, Yeshwantrao fought desperately with Shivaji for dash. For how many months? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Total how many months? Yes, he fought desperately with Shivaji for 3 months. Fourth one. After conquering Javali, Shivaji marched on dash. Rairi, Raigad, Pratapgarh. Yes, after conquering Javali, Shivaji marched on Rairi. Who said to whom? First one, you are a Raja of only yesterday. Now, who said these words? Yes, Yeshwantrao Morey said to Shivaji. Second one, give up Javali and your pretensions of kingship. Who said these words? Shivaji said to Yeshwantrao Morey. Let's check. I'll repeat. You are a Raja of only yesterday. Yeshwantrao Morey said to Shivaji. Second one, give up Javali and your pretensions of kingship. Shivaji said to Yeshwantrao Morey. Thank you.